Apple's WWDC is not only famous for being the company's largest event, but also for being very software-oriented ever since the last iPhone they announced at that event a few years ago. That being said, Apple does regard itself as a software company. It does play a major role. So, I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocketnow, and let's talk about what to expect. Believe it or not, we're going to begin this video talking about OS X because we think it's now going to be called Mac OS. It's that time when iOS is actually turning 10, and therefore to avoid any sort of confusion, we've seen rumors where it's now going to change to Mac OS with the whole camel case, just like we currently see with iOS, tvOS, and watchOS. Now, the changes aren't expected to be major. Apparently, Apple will give you now options to have Siri on macOS, which is great. But in addition to that, apparently you'll be able to unlock your computer through your iPhone, pretty much the same way you can do so with the Apple Watch through Touch ID. Obviously, this is the smartest way to bring Touch ID to a computer without having to make any amendments to hardware, because we're not really expecting that to change much. And speaking of Siri, that has to be another major change. Google I/O showed us Google Assistant, and it pretty much left Siri to shame. We've heard two separate rumors over what to expect. Number one, that Apple has made a few acquisitions of AI companies, obviously with the focus of improving their artificial intelligence. That's good. The second is SDK support, because currently Siri can only tinker with applications that come built into the iPhone. Apparently, third-party applications will now be able to take advantage of Siri, even though we still don't believe that that will be enough to compete with Assistant from Google. Then again, we could be wrong. Let's see what we get. Now, we do expect a major change to come to watchOS 3. We just haven't heard any rumors of it. The reason why we're assuming this is because watchOS 2 as it stands is terrible. Applications barely load, at times the watch is extremely clunky, and it just does not make sense for you to spend $350 on a watch that only gives you the time, because that's pretty much the only thing that the Apple Watch can currently do. We're not expecting any hardware refreshes, but it could just be that Apple figures out a way to optimize watchOS and make it a little more usable. It's either that or the Apple Watch will just continue on decline. Now, believe it or not, this has been the year with the least amount of rumors focused on iOS, up to the point where we only hear about service changes coming to iOS 10. We could be wrong, but so far we talked about Siri already. It seems that other changes will come to Apple Music because, indeed, there is a desperate need for an update. It is currently extremely convoluted. Apparently, Apple will focus on that. We also hear that Apple Pay might get a little more robust with other options to be able to swipe your phone instead of having the contactless payment that's not available in every store. And in addition to that, we also hear changes to the App Store, like, for example, things like subscriptions, but not subscriptions for you to be able to have all the apps you want. We're talking about subscriptions to help developers monetize more for applications. iOS 10 should be major just because it's iOS 10. There is a major number change here, just like OS 10 was in the past. But we could also be wrong. Apple is desperate for changes. It is in need of improvements for things like the iPhone. We're at least expecting some major improvements coming to Touch ID and options of what to do with it, as I'm one of those users that just doesn't care about it. Now, we're going to wrap this video up with one thing that's common for all Apple events, the one more thing. It doesn't always happen, but it could just be that at this event we will be getting something. There are no rumors for hardware, but we have seen the shells of the MacBook Pro with USB Type-C, new speakers in addition to a new keyboard type. It could just be that that's coming. It could also be that we're getting the TV subscription services that should have made the Apple TV since day one. It could just be anything else. We'd love to know in the comments down below what you think that one more thing might be, or what you would like to see. In my case, I want a new Apple Watch, one that actually works. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. That's it for our quick predictions video of what to expect for WWDC 2016. We will be covering the event live in addition to giving you first impressions once everything's over. For now, make sure you don't miss out by following us on social media and hit that subscribe button down below for more videos like this one. In addition, you can also catch our videos on Vessel, vessel.com/pocketnow, and follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera, or on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you with this on Monday.